Welcome to Flames to Fire online devotionals.
That is what God has called you to do, and He will grant you His blessings. And when we are able to follow these steps, no matter the challenges, no matter the adversities that comes at us as a couple, if we can follow these things that I have listed, not repaying evil for evil, having a humble attitude towards each other, being tender-hearted to one another, and loving each other as brothers and sisters, and being of one mind. Being of one mind means that you have the same core values. You're of one mind in your core values. You're of one mind and in agreement when it comes to the things of God. That is the positioning that a couple will have, that whatever adversity comes at them, they will be able to overcome it. If couples don't have this kind of position, even if it's not an adversity, any little pressure on the marriage will always end up leading to a crisis. So a few practical things I want to add to the scriptures we have just read is that the adversity of life has a way of impacting different areas of our lives, and marriage is not an exception. For instance, a lot of the pressures in marriage comes around the finances. In short, statistics have it that over 90% of divorces are as a result of financial disagreements. Now, apart from finances, another thing that can bring pressure on a marriage are career issues. Career issues, maybe the husband gets a kind of job that keeps him out of town, or a wife gets a kind of job that makes her so busy that she has no time to focus on the family, and at the end of the day, family issues start coming up, and before you know it, there is a crisis. So that's another area that brings pressure on marriage. And when these pressures come, just like the same principles I have read out for finances, you apply the same principles here, it will work. Another thing again that adds to pressure in marriage, because is where the pressure comes, that every negative emotion begin to show up, is health issues of either a spouse or the children. So that puts a lot of pressure on the family. Once a family member is sick, it affects everybody. It will affect the family finances. It will affect the emotional and psychological well-being of the family. And when crisis come, it's not a time to blame. It's a time to call upon the Lord. He said, they that call upon the name of the Lord, they shall be saved. And I always tell couples, I say, you don't learn to shoot a gun in the battlefield. So couples must be aware of this and be ready to work together as a team when the adversities of life mount pressure on the marriage. The depth of love you have for God would reflect in the depth of love that you have for each other. So the key thing here is that couples must all deepen their stake. They must all deepen their love for God. And as they deepen their love for God, when you deepen your love for God, you deepen your trust in God. And when you both deepen your trust in God, it becomes so easy, to trust God when the adversities of life hits your marriage.
Now, when we talk about the word legacy, what comes to mind? It's an impression of a long-lasting impact or an event in the course of a person's life. So, see, you can have a rich legacy, and that's because they say this person left such a rich legacy behind. It was a long-lasting impression. Sometimes it tends to transcend across different generations. So, two things which create this platform for leaders. And the first one is service. The second one is sacrifice. The first one is service. The second one is sacrifice. Remember what Jesus told the disciples, that he said, whosoever must be the first among you must first be willing to be the slave. Uh, as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. So the first thing about leadership uh, is building a long-lasting legacy in leadership, is that the person must first be willing to serve. And service basically means the action of helping, Service, it's a simple act of helping others, while sacrifice in itself is an act of surrendering towards a cause, a goal, or to God in this context.
He is light, and in him is no darkness at all, and there's no shadow of turning in him. He is precise, he is exact, his promises are true, and that is reflected in our own lives. If you look through your life before you came to Jesus, how you came to Jesus, and over the years, it just shows how good God is. And that's why reflecting on our spiritual journey is so important and so amazing, to be reminded of God's goodness. What a great Father He is towards us and the people around us that He loves so much. So again, He loves you so much. He loves the people around you. Rest in Him. Don't strive. Trust in Him. Honor Him. Humble yourself and He will exalt you. He does everything. He's great. He's awesome. He's wonderful. He's our wonderful Father. So reflect, and pass on the beautiful and wonderful things that God has done for you freely. Bless you all.
God has come down in the flesh. That is the only explanation. Why do I say this? Because He said so. He used His mouth to say, I am God. He even told them that, yes, you destroy this temple. That is, you kill me, and in 3 days I will raise it. You see, no other religious leader I'm yet to see, and if there is, please share with me, made the kind of bold statements that Jesus made. He made the statements and He lived up to the statements. Please, if you know any, I will be more than willing to hear from you. That came out and said He was God, and said He would die, and that He will rise again, and all those things happened. I am looking for that religious leader. I've tried to study all the different religions of the world. One thing that is consistent is that all the religious leaders, many of them never agreed that they were God. And even many of them were unsure of so many things. They were not sure where they were going to if they die. But this one was different. So if people are still struggling with believing the truth that Jesus is God, I would want them to just reflect on what I've shared and do their research. Do your own research and please share with me. God bless you. Wonderful reflection time.
Thank you for joining today's online devotion. If this is your first time joining us, we welcome you in the name of the Lord and believe you were blessed by today's devotion. We invite you to join us every morning at 6 a.m. West Africa time to begin your day with God here on our channel. Kindly like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification button so you can be alerted every morning when the devotional premieres. We promise to make it a memorable time with God.